All right, looks like we are live, and my name is Chad Smith. This is The Real Solution and the Infinite Agent Network, and we have started to take this live. We did the math the other day. We have actually done this meeting with our real estate team, the Chad Smith team, over the course of the last 10 years to build a $100 million team. We've done this meeting over 2,500 times. So this is what we do every weekday of the year, is we work on our business for about 45 minutes before we go to work in our business. And so we have started to take this live to kind of give back into the real estate community, because most agents in today's market are struggling with three main things. Number one, there's the office culture is broken post-COVID. Agents don't have an environment to go plug into to sharpen on a daily basis. Number two, they don't know what modern lead generation looks like in today's fast-moving world. And number three, they struggle with implementation. So we're here to share what we have done to consistently grow and to be crushing it this year in 2024. We've got people in our community that are crushing it as we speak right now. So today we're going to talk about a concept that we discuss around here all the time, and we call it all the wrongs to avoid the right. And you, as a real estate professional, have a daily choice to make. This is the actual game that you're playing. You're not in a competition against your fellow realtors. You're not in a competition against the other companies. You're not in a competition against the tech companies. The competition is between your two ears. And what you're fighting against is this. You're at point A, which is wherever you are now, and point B is the goal that you envision yourself achieving in real estate. Maybe that's your yearly goal. Maybe that's your big infinite goal that's bigger than money that you're moving towards. But on a daily basis, all these thoughts are creeping in, especially now with all the noise about the commission lawsuit. And so you have this choice on a daily basis. You can move towards from where you are at point A towards point B, which is your goal, or you can start to entertain all these other thoughts that just show up in your mindset. Thoughts like, well, this isn't working for me, and I'm going to move on to go to this new venture, which is another broker, or I'm going to go work at a title company, or I'm going to go work in mortgage, or I'm going to go flip houses, or I'm going to go do this, or I'm going to go do that, right? This thought just arrives. Like maybe it's the environment. Maybe it's the people I'm surrounded by. The reality is it could be, right? If you're surrounded by people that aren't helping you grow and they themselves are not growing, then that could be part of it. But that still doesn't negate the fact that you could do the right thing on a daily basis. So that's a thought that shows up. Another thought, while you're sitting there contemplating moving on to green pastures, you could go find several other people that agree with you that you should go to greener pastures, right? We talked about the story model on yesterday's live stream, and that is that your mind will go find the evidence to support the story you're telling yourself. So I promise you, every single person that's a real estate agent or realtor, you've got family members or friends that don't think you can do it. I don't know exactly why that is, but they don't. And they're actually sitting there waiting for you to fail. I know this because this happened for the first 5 years of my career. And then I finally showed up that Thanksgiving, and all the family members were like, hey, how's real estate going? And I said, man, it all kicked in for me this year. I made 2.5 times what I made last year, and I'm the number one individual agent in my office. And they were like, huh. And strangely, no one's ever asked me how real estate's going ever since then. I don't know, but that's going to be the case for you. So if you spend your day looking for people to agree with you that you should move on to greener pastures, you're going to find it really fast. Because for some strange reason, people are waiting for you to fail. All right. The next one. You could go spend your day finding all the other people who are struggling. Yeah, leads don't work. Internet leads don't work. Yeah, I don't like calling my sphere either. I don't want to bother my friends and my family. Yeah, I mean, with the commission's lawsuit, the mainstream news said 1 million realtors were going to quit the industry. Oh, yeah. I found this article that said that 500,000 real estate agents either sold 0 or 1 home last year, and this year's going to be similar. You can go find it, and you can go find a whole bunch of people that agree with you. You could bypass your fiduciary responsibility to your client and try to force a client into selling a home that they don't really want to sell, or buying a home that they don't really want to buy. And you could go that route. And that would be a big waste of time. You could take on risky clients, right? You could take on a client that there's 3 or 4 or 5 red flags in there, and it's just not time for you to work with them, or maybe there's a character issue, but you're trying to force things because you feel like you need money, right? That's another trap, okay? You could take on side jobs. You could pick up side jobs. I saw a couple heads nod right there. I've done that. I worked at a flooring store. I drove forklifts. I coached soccer. I put out We Buy Houses signs for investors. I did all kinds of stuff in the beginning. And you could go to the e-commissions type companies, and you could forward your commissions and cough up 10%. These are all the choices, and they're all the wrong choices to avoid the right choice. And what is the right choice? Every single day you show up, it's your job to just have enough conversations until you find someone that truly needs your help, that you could serve at the highest level, and they are ready to buy a home, and they're qualified and they're motivated, or they're ready to sell and they're qualified and they're motivated, and you can demonstrate your value proposition, and they will hire you to represent them. Every single one of these decisions, these thoughts are invading every single one of us as a real estate professional on a daily basis. And if you string up too many days in a row where you're entertaining all these wrong thoughts to avoid the right, then you could end up being the person that does the deepest fear of all realtors, which is go get a job. Right? I'm unemployable at this point. And so what I intend to do is to get my mind right that a real estate agent is a fiduciary. Well, what does that mean? That means that they put the interest of their client ahead of even their own interest. And I think that's a wonderful thing. It's a servant leadership role. And it's an amazing industry because we get to be a fiduciary on a daily basis. What I'm responsible for is making the decision on a daily basis that I'm going to do the work of a real estate professional to find enough people on a daily basis to serve that I never have to spend time in this survival trap of wrong thoughts. So there are all kinds of things that you can do to avoid the survival trap. One of them is to be in the right community. And that's why we're doing this live stream on a daily basis. Is we show up here as a community on a daily basis, and we hold each other accountable, and we get better every single day. Does showing up to one of these meetings one time turn you into a top producer? No. And anybody that's trying to sell you a magic bullet is lying to you, and they're just trying to make money off you. But if you consistently show up in the right type of environment, then you will end up growing into the professional that you have the capability of being. So that's what we're doing here. If you're watching this on one of the platforms, you can connect with us. If you wanted to be part of this, we're going to shut the live stream off here in just a minute. And then as a community, we're going to work, today we're going to work on our buyer's presentation. We have a meeting right after this live stream, and we're going to start that conversation on the how. And then we're going to start the conversation at 11 o'clock, 11 to 12 Central, and we're going to actually do a workshop here in the office and on Zoom, and we're going to modify that buyer's presentation so that we can get out ahead of the competition and work to have our value proposition solidified and established so that we can win in this new market. So that's the survival trap. That's the concept, all the wrongs to avoid the right. And we will be back tomorrow bringing you another live stream. If you want to connect with us, we are a community of people that are having their best months and their best years ever. There are people on our Zoom right this second that have just had their best months they've ever had. They had their best year they've ever had in 2023. We've got people in this community that doubled their business last year, and they're doubling up again this year. So if you're interested in winning and taking action on a daily basis, reach out to us. If you're interested in staying in the survival trap, then you can just watch us on the live stream tomorrow. All right, everybody, we'll see you next week.